So imagine that you're black. And it's like the year, let's say 1957, right? So you're walking down the street, you see a fine, once again, remember that you're black, you see a fine snow bunny. So you say, yeah, snow bunny. And she looks over at you, runs in her house, comes back out, 33 armed white men with no pants on, staring at you with about, let's say, 3 dozen bottles of baby oil and pistols. So they tell you, you want this the easy way or the hard way, boy? And what do you say? A, the easy way, or B, the hard way? I will not elaborate any further. My monetization is on the brink of collapse. Anyways, today I want to talk about the worst, well, the most interesting generations and kind of sort of rank them. Maybe not, I might forget. Just talking about the generations that have been from like the 1920s down to Generation Alpha. I'm sorry, my intro really threw me off. But without further ado, let's get right into it. First up, we got the quote greatest generation, and this was the people born from 1901 to 1927. You got to think they were during the like time where America was doing pretty good. They were in the roaring 20s, which is basically a period of economic, excellence that was happening in America, where things were booming. People had a lot of money. Everyone was like happy. That's when you see like the flappers, like the dancer from the 1920s with the feathered hats. Everyone was having a great time singing their songs. World War I happened. They won. America won. And that was just a generation that, people were doing their thing, having fun, having kids, fighting wars, smoking cigarettes. Everyone had very terrible knowledge of what was good for health. And honestly, people were really chilling, man. They were pretty cool. Well, these people were like young during World War I. They were born from like 1901 to 1927, 28, and they were the quote greatest generation because these people lived through World War I. Then these were also the same people that had to fight in World War II because they were reaching adulthood around the World War II time. So I could kind of see why they would be called the greatest generation because they have a lot of accolades under their belt, but I can't really speak on them a lot because I wasn't around then. Unfortunately, I think Mama Dubs, none of the Dubs that I currently know were around then. All of them are in the ground. Moving right along. Next up, we have the silent generation, and this generation was like the Great Depression era and like onward, and it was from 1928 ish to 1945. The generations are kind of hard to nail down, but these were the people that obviously, like I said, grew up during the Great Depression, had very rough childhoods. Everybody in America was in the slums. You know what I'm saying? Nobody had no bread no more. Everybody was down bad, and I guess that's why they're the silent generation. They were silent fighters, and honestly, pretty cool. The only bad things about this generation would be being black, the Great Depression, and fighting in wars that you had basically nothing to do with. Actually, World War II, America needed to get involved, so they were there for Pearl Harbor and all the other bad stuff that happened. But this was just a generation that was like World War II fighters, Great Depression. They were the really allegedly strong generation. The people that built America. This generation, I personally think, would be up there for the top two generations because they kind of saw like the worst of the worst when it came to like worldly issues. Like, you got to remember, the Great Depression affected everyone in the world, not just Americans. In case you didn't know, I'm teaching you some history dubs in the building. Great Depression affected everyone, and it kind of started after the Roaring 20s. Started after the Roaring 20s, and these were the people that saw the Great Depression and saw it get better because of the war from 1942 onward. That's when World War II started. So this was a strong generation, man. I can't even sit here and hate on these unks and grandmas and all that, man. I'm happy for them if they're still alive. But once again, they're gone. Moving along to the next generation. Next up, we have the baby boomers from around 1946 to 1964, and they were not, the name baby boomers was completely accurate. Every dude you knew was nutting in his wife like simultaneously. The amount of babies these people produced, like, it was insane. Like, how were all of these people pushing out babies in the hospitals, was able to take care of all of them? Like, that's a lot of kids. Like, imagine everyone from your entire high school graduation class, even if you haven't graduated yet, all the people that will graduate you had babies at the exact same time. That's a lot of kids, man. And this was happening with like everybody. I don't know why everybody wanted to like have kids at the same time, but everyone did. And this generation pumped out a huge ton of babies. And also, the baby boomers are the old people of today. Like the old people of 2024, those are the baby boomers. You know, the World War II veterans and all that are mostly gone because that was just so long ago. So the baby boomers from like 1946 to 64 are most of the people that are in Congress. Most of the presidents were born during that time. You know, I think JFK got his ass sniped during this time. This was then. He got 200 pump. I'm sorry. Yeah, this was during the JFK era, and it was a lot of civil rights things going on during this time as well. Once again, being any person of color during this time would not have been good for you, but as an overall generation, pumped out a lot of kids, and their old people now are very wealthy, and not a lot of other people are. But this was the generation that everyone sees as the old people of today, man. It's pretty cool to think about. Another one, well, the next one I got is Generation X, and this was like the Vietnam era people. Like these was the old hard body ass people, wake up in the morning and drink cigarettes for breakfast type of people. You know, these guys had a lot on their plates. So this was like Vietnam era. This is like from like 1965 to like the 1980s, like the maybe 1980, something like that. History Dubs is kind of losing it in his brain. I kind of forgot where it ended up, where it ended off, but it was somewhere around that time. And these are people that are also older, people that can still afford homes nowadays. So, you know, these were the people that they still have the money. You know, if you see, and nowadays, all the older people got most of the money. And these are some of those people, man. These are the people that grew up during, like I said, Vietnam. Off the top of my head, once again, civil rights were still going on. The 70s happened during this generation. All the schmocaine, if you understand where I'm coming from, and all the powder and all of the fun stuff that you shouldn't do, kids. All of that interesting stuff happened during this generation. I can't really think of much to say about it. Once again, History Dubs, all of this is coming off of my brain, and that's really all I got for that generation, man. I'm sorry, this section is not long about this generation. Right along. Next up, we got Millennials. That was from like Generation X ending, so like 1981 to about when Michael Jordan won his last ring. So like 1981 to 1996. That would have been the generation Millennials. And everyone knows Millennials. They're really cringe. They're all like 30 something, bro. Either they're 1981 to 1996. Yeah, they're all about 30 something, 30 and 40 something. They're pretty old. So this generation is the ones that you see that are cringe on the internet. They call dogs puppers, and they talk about coffee a lot, and they always make really unfunny jokes, but they seem to be pretty happy though. You know, they're all married. Most of them have kids, and honestly, this is around the time a lot of people's moms were born, moms and dads. Well, if your mom, I don't know how y'all mama get down, bro. I realize this video has kind of branched from comedy to genuine history. So History does spreading the education system to the kids, man. Getting the kids what they need. Yeah, millennials are pretty cringe, especially on the internet, but they're still pretty cool. Not an annoying generation. A lot of your teachers might be millennials or like college professors if they're not super duper old. Most of my professors are old as hell. But millennials are pretty chill, aside from all the weird stuff they do on the internet. And they're also that group of people that say that Gen Z doesn't work hard and Gen Z this, Gen Z that. And it's really annoying. That's actually every other generation besides Gen Z that says Gen Z doesn't work hard. But I mean, you know, proof is in the pudding, I guess. But that's all I really got from That's all I really got from millennials. Boo, right along. 9/11. I'm sorry. I meant Gen Z. Gen Z is from around 1997. Damn, if you were born in the 90s, you're unk. You're like genuinely 1997 to 2012. Now I know some people may get mad at that comment. Oh, you're so young. Back in my day, ain't nobody trying to hear that. You know, go sit in your rocking chair and read the newspaper. But Gen Z was from around 1997 to like 2012, around that time, if memory serves. Once again, I'm looking at my mirror as I record all of this. I'm not reading anything. I wanted to go off the top of my head to flex my knowledge. But around that time, you know, 9/11 happened. Iraq war, Afghanistan, all of that was going on during that time. Peak Cartoon Network, you know, peak Disney Channel. everything was going pretty decent at that time besides the wars, oil, etc., etc., America fighting for oil, all of that. What else happened in the generation? I was born, the Roach Dubs, the one and only, was born during that era. Nothing else really interesting happened. We make up most of the young people now. Most of the people I know are below 20, so they're around my age, and they're pretty cool. The Gen Z is the young people now. Like, that's the people that you say that are, the new generation, the people that are shaping the next generation, you know what I'm saying? But that's Gen Z. Everyone knows Gen Z. Everyone knows about Gen Z already. I don't have to speak much on them. But if I honestly had to say, I'll put Gen Z at number one, strictly because I'm in it. Yes, I'm biased. I'm not really ranking them, but I still wanted to kind of keep up with that throughout the video. Last one, stay with me now. Moving right along. Generation Alpha, 2013 to 2024. Now, these are the young, like really young people. Some of Generation Alpha, they make me feel old, because like they were born when I was like 6, and I'm just generally older than them, and it makes me feel like I'm an unk, but I'm really not. But Generation Alpha, the young people, the iPad kids, the kids that cannot go anywhere without watching their iPads, eating Takis, Cocoa Melon, all that type of stuff. Like the just the younger people now. Like, imagine being when I have kids, it's gonna be like 20, maybe like 2030 or something like that. That kid would have missed everything that was cool. Like, they wouldn't have saw peak Cartoon Network. They wouldn't know about Gumball or any Adventure Time. None of the cool shows, unless it got renewed. But that's insane. I feel like they miss everything when they're born that late, but they can't control it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Gen Alpha though, iPad kids, little ones running around breaking stuff. That's really all I got for y'all today. My voice is I'm losing my voice. History Dubs. Very enjoyed talking to y'all today. History Dubs in the building. I love all of y'all. I will see y'all very, very soon. Thank y'all for getting me this far. Thank y'all for keeping up with the channel, watching the videos, tuning in, commenting, showing the love. I like how I'm really building a community here, and there's so many people that just interact. They join the Discord. So much love, and I thank every single one of y'all for what y'all do. And I love all of y'all, even though I'm not the most put together creator or the most I'm not like a D1 perfect YouTuber, but I love what I do, and I love how I make videos. And I've done questionable, like not touching kids or nothing. I've done things that I regret on YouTube, and I just wish that I can be better in the future. And I love all y'all. Goodbye.